do I go live? Instagram, go. All right, we are about to go live. All right, we are live. We just gonna see if anyone joins the stream. And yeah, we got some good topics today. So we are gonna switch it up just a little bit. We're gonna do, of course, we talked about this dumb jocks and celebrities of the week, our normal dating fails, some digging for gold, some thoughtorific, some wise women, and I had to add some trolling. So I got a ton of videos that might not get through them in our time here, but I got a ton of stuff. But we just gonna see. It's some are going to be triggering, just as a warning. But without further ado, let's get started. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the video. This is our Wednesday night live show, and we're going to talk about a variety of subjects. But first, we always kick the show off talking about dating fails and the dating climate and social media and so forth. And just following up from last week, we talked about men not approaching women. So we talked about that. We talked about the aversion to it. But before we get into that, I want to go through the dumb jocks of the week. So let's start to show off a little different. All right, we got 3 people in here so far already. I appreciate you guys. Can you go ahead and hit that like button for me so that I know you're here? Leave a comment. I really appreciate it. But matter of fact, you know what? We're gonna go ahead jump right into the men risk aversion to dating. So I pulled up this article because I wanted to follow up from last week, and let me know if you can see. We should be able to see it in just a moment. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can blow it up a little bit. So there was a study showing men's risk aversion to dating is that why they're keeping them single. Now I'm obviously not going to read it because it's very, very long, but I want to bring out a couple of key points to this study, which is quite amazing. So there's a psychologist, he ran a poll, and we're going to start off with how they feel with their unhappiness, uneasiness, discontent about singlehood. And so when they ran this poll, about 55% of men and 49% of women, well, 45% of women stated that they are either unhappy, uneasy, or discontent about them being single. And he's saying that it manifests in the modern society. And what we're going through right now is what they call a loneliness crisis. Mm-hmm. And so what do you think about that? Because we're going to go into the numbers a little bit more. What do you think about that?
Well, this is actual factual. Because if you talk to most people, people are either in slight situationships, people are avoiding any type of situationship. Some people are avoiding relationships as a whole because of fear, some level of fear, rejection. I would say for more men, it's more rejection. A lot of men fear the rejection. A lot of men don't feel, more of a self-esteem thing. A lot of men don't feel they're worthy of putting themselves out there. A lot of men don't feel like it's worth it, especially with what's going on and how women are treating men. I'm just speaking on the men. So, but
do you think that that's why they're because I'm actually a little surprised that men are more unhappy about being single though than women are.
Yeah, and that's
kind of what I'm getting at first.
That's kind of odd. I mean, the numbers do look weird because I would assume that men enjoy being single.
Nah, and I don't think so. And the reason being is because most men that are single, they're not single by choice like they think they are. They're single because they can't either get any woman or the woman they want. And so there's not a lot. There are some, we know we're in the circle of men that are single by choice, but there are lots of men that are not single by choice, although they may say it. That's not really what they want. And so I think that's what's reflected here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, numbers don't lie.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Exactly. Now here's a crazy number. This is very interesting. This is 15-year-olds that clapping cheeks at 15 between 1990 and 2022. And so if you look at 1990 with 15, that's interesting. So those are the Xers, just so you know.
I know. Yeah, that's around your
And so if you look at that number, men and women were pretty close, right? 25, yeah. It was 27% with women, 25% men, pretty close. And it stayed pretty much the same in 94. Then it started becoming a big separation in 98 and 2010. Look at the separation in 2010 of how many women that were sexually active and men. That's crazy. Ooh. But then on both ends, as we get closer, in the new generation, folks ain't that much cheek clapping going on in the new era for young, for late teens.
It's interesting.
Which they shouldn't be. We're gonna put that as a disclaimer. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, there you go. You say this. But,
the numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. So here's the other now, and that's a very interesting. I just found that to be very interesting. Now the other trick is the approaching thing. Approaching someone to date may seem like the riskiest thing that you can do. Indeed, for some, discourse around asking a woman for a date has been practically hysterical. Yet also, you won't meet no one if you don't approach. Much is said about the rise of incels, voluntary, involuntary singles, and the decline in young adult cheek clapping behavior. Could one contributing factor be a generational shift toward aversion and a decline in personal approaches? So what he's doing is linking the fact that people are afraid to approach to their discontent of singlehood. That's how this is all linking together.
There's a correlation.
Yep. And so here's a chart, and it's too small for you to read, but we can go down a little bit more. Okay. We can see this chart above is for single men. About half of the single men have not approached women in a year. Ladies, if you are watching, please comment. Let me know how many times a guy, I ain't talking about dating apps, and I'm not talking about the dude at the gas station that, that telling you how pretty you are. I'm talking about like how many legitimate guys have approached you in the last year, like walking up like, hey, my name is so-and-so, I'm interested, what's your number? Like, have you been approached? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious because I don't know. And so, yeah, less than half, which is crazy. And then here's a little to step in deeper. About half, for example, half of the men between 18 and 25, the Zoomers, have not, 59% have not approached a woman in the last year, and 48% of you millennials have not. So half of the millennials ain't approaching.
God damn.
Isn't that crazy? Damn. So they didn't put the Xers, I guess they didn't put the Xers and the boomers because half of them have been married and divorced already. So that's not statistically relevant, but they're trying to keep it 40 and under. And if you look at it, man, this is a mess.
Yeah.
This is a whole mess. That's why I wanted to drill into this really, really further. So on this side, this is the women's side. So let's see what he's saying about the women. So for females or women, female participants who are reported being approached or not in person for a date. For women 25 and below, 55% have not been approached within the last month, and 35% have not been approached in the past year.
Wow.
I found that is diabolical.
Wow.
I cannot believe that.
Wow.
And the results don't shift much for women age 30 and below, because I would think the younger women will get approached more, but no, but they do go up for females for the millennials, 31 to 40. 74% have not been approached in the last month, and 52% have not been approached in the last year. So no, so I was right. So the older you are, the less you're approached.
Oh, wow.
That didn't shock me, but the fact the numbers alone, because I don't know, I'm from a city like in Chicago, man, dudes be just approaching cold. But again, this was back in the day. I can't speak for now, but like women would get straight harassed.
Yeah,
this is so weird to me.
You know, it's and I people watch often, and you don't see that as, I would say in the last 5 years, you don't see that as common. Like guys just going up to a girl at the grocery store, hey, how you doing? My name is Bob. You know, I think you're pretty, blah blah. Let's go ahead. You know, let's exchange numbers. You know,
yeah, and this is not respective to race. It's only in the United States and men and women. Period. There's no other parameters. So when people come up with their anecdotal examples of, oh, well, this type of man, no, this is all. This is not your anecdotal small situation.
You know, folks love using anecdotal. Anecdotal not accurate.
I think it applies to the world. You know, we're not going to even get into that. Absolutely. Now, the mate pool past 30 is much smaller. Most people in relationships, thus fewer single men of a single age exists to approach. Men on average don't date up in age. Nope. Well, you never know about this generation. Some of them do, but peer groups shrink with age, and fewer 30-year-olds are in school, and many have begun a work from home routine. So that is a lot of it. I'll be honest. Most days, only way you're gonna catch me outside is from here, walking to the gym and walking back. That's like 90% of my days, to be perfectly honest. So I get it. So then it also concludes with, do women even want to be approached? Now, my anecdotal examples, absolutely. Now let's see what the actual
numbers say. I was literally just thinking that anecdotal.
I said my anecdotal examples. Of course, they're like, oh my God, I wish they would. Yeah. But what I will say in my anecdotal examples is only a certain type of guy they want to approach, not guys. Just a very small percentage.
Absolutely.
So women, you may have seen both men and women assert that women do not. According to my results, most women do, which I do believe. A similar percentage of women in their 20s and 30s also want to be approached. However, the desire to be approached drops off in women in the 41 and up group.
That's obvious.
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's for an assortment of reasons.
Right.
74% of women 25 and below want to be approached more. 77% in 18 to 30 wish to be approached more. 77% in the full 18 to 30 cohort. 68% wish to be approached more between 30 and 40, while women 41 and older, 45% wish to be approached more. So yeah. So only half women over 40 want to be approached. So if you think you're over 40, you got a 50-50 chance of wanting to be approached. But if they're younger, you got a 3 out of 4%, 75%. Yeah. So this is just a little chart that just shows what I said. And then here's the thing about guys right here. This is for you. This is for Jay the Professor and his audience. Do men regret not approaching?
Yes.
Mostly yes. It is so many dudes that, and I've done him. I confess myself that I've let some things slip through the cracks. It's like, man, I wish I would.
I'll tell you a story recent, but we're gonna go ahead and you can continue to talk. I'll tell you.
So mostly yes, and the regret is stable across all ages. 60% of Zoomers, 64% of millennials, and probably the same thing with Xers and Boomers. 63% of single men in the age 41 and above do as well, which is what I figured for. I just read that. The regrets that men have been missing a shot persists across the lifespan. It is ambiguous experience for men, hesitating to talk to women and wishing you had. Some men never approach, some women never get approached. So look at the comparison. This is nuts. So I love science and I love these types of studies.
Me too.
it just tells me what already. It
tells
really,
a story.
It tells a story, and it actually proves what I think I know. Right, so you got all your rare approaches, and a link will be in the description right after this live stream for you if anyone wants to look at this. Anyone wants to look at this study, and if you just joined, please hit that like button for me. I really, really appreciate it. Let me know.
Please hit it. Please hit that like button.
Oh, and here's another thing. It's saying, should you be afraid to be approached? Another popular belief that men should be afraid to approach women due to potential ramifications. I mean, that's a real threat. These fears manifest through strongly for workplace. Do not date nobody at your job.
Woo!
Social or legal consequences. Yes, because if you're the wrong dude, you will get me too. But if you chat a Tyrone, you can best believe you can approach anywhere. It's not a problem. But if you are not in that 3% bracket, just be on the safe side. The Me Too movement may have made the possibility of this more salient for men as well. How true to life is the risk? A reported approach to authorities, all women, so not meeting. Wow, this is hilarious. About 18% of all women in sample and 22% of the women in age 18 to 25 stated that they reported someone to authority for approaching them, butt clapping or romantically.
Bro,
isn't that crazy?
I'm to cut you off, but this is I've already visualized 5 videos already for this stuff. Literally. Oh my God, this is amazing.
So look at where they report. Human resources. So brothers, stop trying to holler at women at your job. Stop being lazy. Because honestly, most dudes talk to women at work because they don't want to talk. It's familiarity, and they don't want to talk to someone outside of. If you work in an office building, you can talk to someone in a different company in the same building if you just want to be lazy, but not somebody you work with. Then you got school, then you got police, and then other. So fortunately, only 10% go straight to the police, but half of them are reported at their jobs. And 20% at their boss, like probably directly to their boss, and says other admin/legal. So most reports were to human resources, indicating a romantic approach in the workplace. Conventional wisdom says it is bad to have a workplace romance. Additionally, many work environments have explicit rules that prohibit it. Nonetheless, work still remains to be one of the top ways that couples meet. Keep in mind, it is important to be well attuned to romantic overtures, wanted or unwanted. So again, if you are chatting Tyrone, this does not apply to you. But for everyone else, if you like your job, don't do it.
Yeah, I always tell brothers, man. I mean, I made 3 videos about avoid dating coworkers because it never turns out good, bro. It just doesn't work, man.
It's a bad look. It's a bad look. Now, here's another one. Why don't men approach women more? Mm-hmm. So he asked single men why they didn't approach women more in person. They also asked about black pill subculture. For those of you that don't know black pill basically, Jacob Press is cracking up over here. It's basically guys that have basically sworn off women, like they pretend like they don't exist.
They're done.
They just completely,
dude. There's a
honestly, they're dangerous. Black pill is an ideology closely related and held by incels. Incels defines it as a philosophy that argues that physical attractiveness is the most critical factor in dating men's dating success. So he's basically saying, if you not a Chad or Tyrone, you can't get no girls, so why even bother? That's basically what. But that's what it is. So here's a chart of explaining why do you not approach. So the black pill, notice the black pill is pretty much ahead in a lot of things. Fear of rejection. That's why the black pill, almost 80% of black pill don't approach versus guys that are not. Then you got not attracted to anyone. Actually, regular men are more of that one. And black pill, worrying about the police, fear of legal consequences. That is insane to me.
Dude.
That
So
is
when I did research on the black pill, when I actually made a video about it, there's literally a whole, it's like a whole dark world of guys who legit hate women as a whole. Like this is it's like a mirror version of strong extreme feminism. Like literally, it's like,
yeah, it's the same thing. It's just as dangerous. The only difference is men are not advocating for it. That's really the only difference.
exactly.
Regular
That
guys are
is
like,
great.
nah, we don't want to be associated with it. You know what I mean? It's just one is just as damaging as the other. You know, it's like it's ridiculous.
It's horrible. I mean, I was so blown away when I saw the amount of dudes that are actual black pill type guys, and guys have literally given up. Like, I am not approaching a woman. I'd rather just.
Here's an interesting note. Additionally, not being able to find a woman attractive enough to approach it was indicated for about 30% of men. No, I'm gonna be honest. When I lived in Chicago, I had a hard time. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. Sorry, Chicago people.
Well,
but I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, living in Miami and Atlanta has spoiled me. I'm not gonna lie. I've been spoiled. So I understand. I see both sides of this.
I'm gonna tell you this because you did show me anecdotal evidence of Chicago. So I was, and also I
just from my lens. I don't mean everybody. Just me.
Right. I would say for me, from my experience knowing women from Chicago, I can't think of a woman that was just off the charts. Like, oh my God, these.
I mean, they exist, but they're usually married. Or I mean, it's not that they don't have them. It's Chicago's large, it's spread out, and for my type, there is just not an abundance of them.
Yeah.
But like I said, going to an HBCU, living in Atlanta, now living in Miami, I have been completely spoiled. So really, just going away to college at HBCU just really kind of changed my entire taste buds from a young age. So, my what I find attractive is completely different. So it is, I have certain cities. I'm like, in certain cities, it's like your head's turning on a swivel.
Yeah.
So I can see why those 30% of those guys, but I think a lot of those 30%, they live in small towns or they don't get out of their neighborhood or their city, because there are attractive women if you just get in your car and drive somewhere or buy a plane ticket. So that's a bad excuse. I'm sorry. I can't really co-sign with that.
Man, that going back to that DC area.
DC. Yeah, DC's got a lot. DC got a lot. Shout out to DC. Shout out to Maryland. Shout out to Baltimore.
Woo, man.
Yeah,
my hometown.
Yeah, all of
the,
listen. So now why don't women want to be approached for a date? Women that wanted to be approached for a date but didn't desire to be, the top reason was not finding a man attractive. Now that I hear all the time. Again, that's my anecdotal example, but we hear this across social media. We hear this in our social circle a lot, and in other social circles hear a lot. And then on top of that, they have other there were other options like harm, social assault, inappropriate. So it was a bunch of reasons, but the main one was they did not find men attractive. But then we go to the other side and we look at the guys on, our favorite FitX, and, guys don't want to take care of themselves. So I can't get mad at the women. I can't. And it's a legitimate thing just from what I see out of my own little beady eyes over here.
Yeah, I mean, I always say proof is in the pudding, bro. I mean, there's a lot of guys who don't take pride in their appearance, and they expect women to comply when their hair is not brushed, when they got
patchy beard,
patchy beard and chin strap.
Not the chin strap,
dude. I just
looking like Wally Wallace out there. Yeah,
dude. It's like I see guys.
But the thing is, what kills me is they don't want the woman that matched them. But to their credit, the women that match them still think they can get a top 10% guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, phew.
It's there's no.
Now look at this chart though. Here. This is really what cracks me up. Look at the not attracted. That is at the 50% mark. Wow. And then second is fear of harm. And then third is professional inappropriate, and then S inappropriate. I mean, the last two are legit. And fear of harm, yeah, in certain places, yeah, I can see, like, I understand. I totally understand, but the not attracted, it's just the dating app data shows it. We see it anecdotally. We see it on social media. Women are just not attracted.
Yeah, I mean, today, we spoke about this, in a bunch of our conversations, that nowadays women are seeking more attractive guys versus back in the day. They just wanted a guy who had his shit together. Excuse my language,
Yeah. Somebody just take, if you, even I can remember a time if you just had enough money was enough. Now it ain't.
Nah, you need more. You got to cover all angles.
You got to cover all angles. There is nothing. You can't leave no crumbs on the table.
Absolutely not.
They're gonna wait for you at the finish line. There's no building.
Nah, you know what I mean. Hey, it's funny. I've heard this. You said speaking of building, I've heard this from so many women, how they've told me, like, I'm sick of finding the potential guy who's on the path of working towards something, and I don't have the patience for it, and I'm like, hey, I mean, do what you got to do.
Yep. Go ahead and go to your Sunday brunches with your girlfriends and take your girls trips, knock yourself out. But when you hit that number, you hit that age number, don't be looking like where all the good men at. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Now check this one out. Approaching in person still works remarkably well. Again, my anecdotal example, absolutely.
I mean,
it absolutely works.
Yeah, I mean, we remember in Wynwood, the chick that was eyeing me when we was doing the street interview, the chick that you were like, yo, I think she want you, and I went back.
Yeah, you didn't even read the room at all.
I literally just walked. And
I always see, the thing is, I think for me, the reason I'm successful usually with approaching, because even when I'm not successful, I'm still successful, is because I read the room before. I don't just walk up to somebody like just randomly. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, let me observe, let me see, check her body language. Let's see if she even looks up, like if she's even, wants to be approached. Like, you can read that through body language, and that's the easiest way. So if you do just some pre-checking, you have a much better chance of at least having a conversation. I'm not going to say you're going to, clap cheeks and do all this other stuff, but I am saying that at least you won't get the hell out of here. At least it won't be a rude, or it'll be at least a decent conversation, even if you don't close the deal. You know what I mean? So, and I think this is what this is measuring. So if you look at it, men with approaches, this is crazy. Of the men who did approach women over the last year, a substantial number had success. A minority of men, about 41%, said they did not make a romantic connection. Most men who approached a person received contact information and or went on a date. A little less than half clapped cheeks. I mean, that's pretty good outcomes to me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm an entrepreneur, so I like taking risks. That's a pretty good risk for me. However, only about 13% ended up forming a long-term relationship. So basically, 1 out of every 10 women you approach.
Expected.
I mean, but that's still a good number.
Yeah, that's really good. That's expected.
You approach 20 women, you can at least get into one relationship in 20 approaches based on numbers. I mean, I'm a numbers person. That's how I'm like, all right, if I want a relationship, I gotta approach 20 women. So,
well, you gotta look at this too. Number one, you see them in person. You've got a somewhat of a gist of their body language and how they smell, how they look in person.
Yeah.
So those are usually more successful than meeting somebody in DMs and they don't look.
Yeah, DMs see, DMs and dating apps really has skewed this whole thing up, because
I was
that's
just
one of
about
the
to
reasons
bring that
why
up.
people don't do it. So now we're going to talk about women approaches. So the pattern for women, not the women approaching, but women who have been approached, it's a similar pattern. More women have more successful outcomes. So my message for you people that are watching: get off your dating app, get off Hinge, get off of POF or POS, whichever one you want to call it, Tinder and everything else, and get your butt out of your house and go somewhere, to a place that you go that you think the person that you're interested in will also be, if that makes sense. So if you're a lady, he's probably not going to be at brunch. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's probably not. And if he is, he's probably with a woman. So the brunch, all the things you like to do, probably not going to be there. And same thing with guys. I mean, she's probably not going to be at the cigar lounge. She might, unless she's in Atlanta. Now, if you go to Atlanta, the cigar lounge, that's a whole different conversation. You probably will find your girl at
Lord, I can only
cigar
imagine
lounge
that.
there. But everywhere else in the country, you probably won't. So I'm just saying, you have to put yourself in situations to find someone. So last part is the risk aversion, meaning that basically people they feel like they are not, it's very risky to approach people. And so they're basically afraid that something's going to happen negative by approaching a woman, which is crazy. And if you look at these charts, again, I will leave the link in the description, but again, take a chance, get off the dating apps, get your butt out the house, and meet someone. Simple as that. Any last thoughts on this particular thing?
No, this is actually, do they have a statistic where women approach you?
No.
Or men?
No. It's too small of a, I mean, I'm sure it is. You Google it, somebody will do it, but I mean, do we really want, I don't really care about that, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
Like, I don't personally, I don't even like being approached. No, I mean, I don't, because I'm like, okay, what you gonna take me on a date? What else we gonna do? You gonna pay the bills? Like, that's, and again, this is me. You can call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
Misogynist or whatever, but I still believe in the order of things, and so I'm good on that.
Right.
All right. So now let's go over to Instagram. This young lady, she has she summed up a disconnect on dating.
I feel is the biggest disconnect between men and women in today's society.
Can you hear okay?
Okay. Communication. I would probably say communication. Definitely social media.
People got too many options. People think they got too many options.
I feel like everybody comes from a different background and a different experience. And I feel like a lot of times people are trying to project their background and their experiences on another person without the respect that someone else is different from you.
The ability to take accountability for their actions.
They don't understand the ramifications of the little things that they say.
The women have lost their fucking mind.
They don't want a real man. They don't know how to recognize a real man. They really want a bitch ass nigga. But the whole thing about it is, not only do you have a place, I got a place. And I need to stand.
Look at this dude's sweatshirt. Sorry to stop it, Joe, but look at the dude's sweatshirt. So his sweatshirt says it all.
My place as a man.
Communicating could fix a lot of things.
On a scale of 1, what would you say you are?
I'm a 10. What you mean? Civil engineering, LU, let's go, Lamar.
Name 3 countries in North America.
Venezuela.
What do you?
Oh yeah, she real smart. Oh man,
Did she really just say Venezuela, bro?
In 3
In
countries
North America?
I'm like, all right, I'm not the smartest person, but if I'm not mistaken, isn't there only 3 countries in North America?
Bro.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Is it, Canada, United States, Mexico, maybe? Huh, what do I know? Anyway, apparently I'm an idiot. But yeah, but she's a civil engineer and from LU. So just because you are educated just because you have degrees does not mean you're smart. It just means that you are smart enough to memorize something long enough to take a test, and you're going to most likely, if you take the same test the next week, you will flunk it because it's nothing that you're going to retain. So can we stop, pontificating about how smart we are because we have degrees?
And to add on to your point, I notice women, especially the educated women, a lot of them think that because they have a specific credential, degrees, meaning that because I have a degree, I'm more attractive or I'm more qualified in the dating market versus a chick who works at a Home Depot or a Ruby Tuesday or something like that.
Oh, that is really has nothing to do with it. But my thing is, I hadn't even gone there. My thing is, degrees don't. It does not give you any type of intelligence.
That's what I'm saying.
And not only that, and it goes for men too, because you look at. I was watching for one of my next videos that's coming up is there. You can have a guy. He's a doctor. And he's going around looking for underage girls, and he got busted by, the Chris Hansen. So that video is coming up next week. So it don't matter just because he has a degree doesn't mean you're not an idiot. You know what I mean? He's a doctor and he had a practice, and the people literally shut it down. So I don't care, man or woman, your number of degrees does not measure your intelligence, and I can say that from a person that has a few of my own, but I never even talk about it because it's not important.
Nope. And look at and also look at the athletes too.
Yeah, they got home ec degrees, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
He said home ec.
Basket weaving. Yeah, basket weaving. So got a little baddie over here. So this baddie, she went to a singles event. So we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I'm looking at your face. We talked about a singles event, and usually I'll just let her explain before I go into my little rant.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women, and I was like, I'm gonna go now. So
I want to know what singles event she was at first and foremost. I need to know for research purposes only. No other reason, just for research.
Well, she's good to look at.
Yeah, this is just for not for my own personal use, just for research purposes. I need to know what single event did she actually go to, and then the question is,
why?
I don't know if it's 90% women went. What did the 10% of the men that went? What did they look like, or what were they? That's the real question.
Now you know what they look like, Derek.
Your clients.
You know what they look like. You know what they look like.
I already know what they look like.
Oh,
I already know.
Man. Oh man.
So go ahead. I just wanted to interject that.
Dude, it's funny because we know what they look like, and it's funny because when I went to the Black Men in Tech event a few months ago, and there were so many women that I thought were in tech, but they really all came to pick up dudes. They literally, it was literally like I'm trying to find my husband.
All of those types of events, because I used to go to the National Black MBA Association conference every year. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, dudes with MBAs, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, why are you here? Oh, I don't have an MBA. Why are you here?
Dude,
are you in school? No. Oh, what are you in? Oh, I not that I care because I don't even want to know. But my point is, that's
dude, they be swimming. I'm talking about they be swimming.
But you gotta give them credit. Listen, I'll give the women credit because I just said 5 minutes ago that you need to go to a place to find the type of guys you're looking for. So I give them credit because they have taken the initiative to not try to pray for Amazon delivery to come to their door. So God bless them. So ladies, continue to do that because naming and claiming and blabbing and grabbing ain't gonna cut it. You gotta get your faith without works is dead. So you're gonna have to get up out there and find something. We fixed a little bit today, just a little bit.
Say it again, because
faith without works is dead. So work your butt somewhere.
No, women hate that phrase with a passion. God's gonna bring my man from the sky, and he's gonna walk through the door. No, he's not.
Name it and claim it, blab it and grab it. So this lady, we love Colombia. So shout out to my boy Andres if he is on this live stream. He lives down in Colombia. Well, he splits time in Colombia, and I've had the pleasure of going several times myself. And Colombia is such a wonderful place. It's not a place I would move, but it's a place I would definitely frequent, and I enjoy it.
You said
frequent, not frequent, frequent. It can be a freak Nick, but that's for a different live stream. So men, we always talk about how we love Colombia and how accessible and how we enjoy meeting and dating women in Colombia. And I will say, even from my firsthand experience, it is a whole vibe. But let's listen to a sister's version of the same thing.
Dating scene, I mean, it depends. If you're dating, if you're going exploring the expat kind of route, or the Colombians is a very different culture. They love to have fun. They love their women, And then you got their expat who are I feel like most expats that I actually met came across are usually the ones who are very devoted to a path, their purpose. Usually they're business people. So you can see they're looking for life partners. Wow. Whereas Colombians, I felt it was more living in the moment, not really thinking about the future. For a man to find their life partner, it's just a question of courage, when you see someone who really catches your eye, then have the courage to just tell this person. As a woman, it's I don't hear that often. Not many men actually dare to approach someone and tell them how they really feel.
It's different here. Okay. Very different than New York. I love Hispanic men. I love Latino men, but it's hard because I don't speak amazing Spanish. So that limits the dating pool for me too, but it's really challenging and fun, right? It's really fun to go on a date where you can't speak the language and you're just sitting there giggling and laughing and vibing, and you're really going off energy. That's the one thing I've learned here is for the dates I've been on that I can't speak the language. It's all about energy.
But the dating scene, I mean, it depends. If you're dating
so it's funny that the men's view of dating in Colombia is completely different. And shout out for Passport Heavy, Jabril. He's one of the people that inspired me to create content through his travel vlog. So shout out to that brother. So follow Passport Heavy if you don't already.
Okay.
Any
analysis? Men's lifestyles as far as going to Colombia and women's lifestyle going to Colombia, or guys traveling abroad versus women traveling abroad are very, very, very different. From what I heard, I've seen some, from anecdotal and from a couple video clips I've seen, men's experience dating abroad is 10 times more better than a woman dating abroad. It's not even close.
As a person who's lived abroad for a year, I can co-sign. I can definitely co-sign it. And the funny part is, even dating another expat from America, they're different than dating them in America. It's crazy. So yeah, I totally agree. But with guys, guys are usually on one or two paths. They go live out of the country to clap cheeks, or they go to get their life in order. I did the latter because I wasn't even thinking about women at that time because I was like, I got to get this. I quit my job and I bought a one-way ticket. I was like, I don't have time to be indulgent. Over a little bit of probably in a few months I did. Later on, I started, kind of going out and meeting people. But at first I was like, listen, I don't have time. I'm really focused on what I'm trying to do. So that's one thing about it. Women a lot of times go for fun to get away from the pressure of America. They just kind of go to live life and experience different culture and really immerse. And like I said, guys are either trying to rebuild or clap cheeks.
That's really it.
Because one thing about a guy, can't do both.
Right.
Because if you clapping cheeks, you're not building nothing.
No. And that's what I'm saying. Our experience of traveling abroad is so much different, and our intentions as far as traveling abroad is so much different. Because women, as you mentioned, they like to travel to have an experience or look at the museums and go to the mountains. Guys, most cases are going to clap cheeks. I mean, honestly, let's keep it a buck. You know,
I want to bring this question up. Someone asks, what are your thoughts on how increasing weights of overweight and obesity may contribute to a singleness by amplifying maternal fears and decreasing attractiveness among peers and inducing depression? So I think what she's trying to say, and I'm assuming it's a woman, is how is, more people becoming obese affecting the dating pool. It affects it a lot, especially for guys, because you got to remember one of the core values for men when they're looking for mates is attraction. Women look for security, men look for attraction first. That I'm not saying that's only, but that's usually with women, they seek security first, security and provision are first. Men is attractiveness first, and then the other stuff. So when you are not, if you're dealing with being overweight and obese, you are limiting your options. Not saying that you're not wanted, because someone wants you, but the problem is you probably don't want the people that want you. That's the other problem. So you're limiting your options. So, yeah, I mean, and people, we've gotten so much being in our homes of, we don't take care of ourselves because we live at home. I mean, we don't, that's what I mean. We live at home. So that means we work at home. So, like me, I didn't even own sweatpants before I started working from home. That's the funny part. Now I'm wearing sweats and hoodies and slides every day, and I didn't own none of it before I stopped in 2017 when I started working, when I stopped working in the corporate office. So that just goes to show you. And yeah, it definitely. And so
absolutely.
Here's another 18th in the list of best countries for quality of life. Yeah, I mean, quality of life is relative, right? So if one thing about your quality of life, and I can compare just my own anecdotal version of me living here versus in Thailand. Thailand was much more peaceful, but America's a lot more convenient. So, you got to take, it's give and take, and it's all about your perspective, right? So yes, 18th, and it's maybe some other places better, but then you got to look at what you're giving up if you go to the other places. And so that's what I always explain to people, that think that escaping America is the key. It might be, but I'm not saying, but it's not. There's a lot of things that come with it when you live abroad. So thank you so much for your questions. And so everyone that just came in, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. I really appreciate you for rocking with me today.
Absolutely.
All right. So next post. Lost my chain of thought. Is chivalry dead? That is the question. We go back and forth with this question on a regular basis, but let's hear some explanation.
How many men no longer open the door for women?
Well, who caused that though? Who killed chivalry? I think, me personally, I think some women killed chivalry because I'm gonna tell you why. Let me before you talk, bro. Let me say my piece. The reason why I say that, because and I can have men that can attest to this. When men try to do those nice things, open the door for a woman, slide her chair for her, these men are called, oh, he's too soft. Or when a man give women roses, he's too, bro, it happens. I have men that can attest to this.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I have men that can attest to
opening
this.
a door is not something you do because you being nice.
No, that's
it's just
something you do
because it's just something you do.
But I'm saying though,
and you're not doing it for somebody to be grateful for. It's just that's just in you, man.
No,
you know I mean,
okay. Let me go back to what I said.
No.
What do you think about that?
So the brother with the gray, he made a point. I mean, I open the door for people just because, regardless if you're a woman or a guy. I mean, it's just how I am. But as far as chivalry part with the roses, yes, that is very true. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And whoever feels offended, hey, it's on them. The time that I have been quote unquote romantic, things did not work out, man. You know, honestly, let's keep it a buck. I was initially with those two experiences with women that were attracted to me and I was attracted to them. But the moment that I did some quote unquote romantic and gave a little poem or whatever, it was like a whole shift, like a whole shift. So since that, man, I have to really vet you out before I do all that.
I've been unromantic by accident.
Yeah,
because I didn't even know better. I've been called literally the most unromantic man that they have ever dated. I've heard that title a couple times because I just thought of, even when I was young and didn't know no better, I just thought it was corny. I'm like, I ain't buying no roses. I ain't doing all that. Like, look, if you like me, we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a good time, and that's what it is. I'm not writing no poems. I'm not gonna be. I like the music, you know, the baby face and all that stuff. I like it for entertainment, but that don't mean. I like Batman for entertainment. That don't mean I'm gonna put on a mask and go fight crime.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like this is
no, you're right, and that is my point because most of my years that I've dated and been in relationships, I was never really the flower giving. It was more based off what I heard, and I was like, okay, let me see if this works, kind of thing. Let me try this out. And I guess the way I came off in that situation, looking back, it just wasn't natural. So it was kind of like, let me see if I do this, and then I provide, and then it was kind of like, I didn't even feel right doing it, right?
Yeah.
And even a young lady I dealt with, you know, she was like, "You're so unromantic," blah 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 blah. And it's just for me, I don't wake up and say, "Man, I want to give her flowers." Like I literally don't think about that. Well, I think about other things, but I ain't think about flowers and let me get on my knees and just. You are the walking goddess of. I hate those dudes, by the way.
I'm thankful that I've seen enough of my friends fail doing silly stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people. I don't have to experience everything to know something.
You just learn from
I just watch other people crash and burn. Like, well,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. Like, look, I don't need to go to jail to experience to know not to go to jail. I don't need to smoke crack to know that crack ain't good for you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be a sucker to know being a sucker is not good. I already know these things. I sit there and watch it with other people. And why I don't think highly enough of myself to think that I can break what everybody else, what has been shown to everyone else, that ain't gonna happen to me because I'm special. I don't believe that about myself. I believe this. I feel like the gravity follows at the same rate, 9.8 meters per second. For me, just like it does for everyone else. So the rules apply. I don't think I'm special or have special wings. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
But yeah, holding the door. Yeah, and then the whole, the chivalry. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Oh,
right.
please.
Pastor Jamal Bryant.
Stand him. I'm sorry.
I have mixed I like Pastor. I remember years ago when I was in church and stuff, and I used to watch Pastor Bryant when he was in Baltimore. This was before, you know, the Eddie Long thing down in New Birth in Atlanta and all this other stuff. This was before he was, you know, clapping cheeks and all this stuff. Well, at least we found out it was before all that. I just thought he was a dynamic speaker and a smart guy. So I really liked him. So, and I still, you know, I'll listen to some of the stuff, but he's interviewing. It's actually not him. He's interviewing someone. So give the brother a chance.
Tell me why you keep cutting them off.
The first one I cut off because although my father was a street dude who made a lot of money in the streets, and so I was always well spoiled financially, he didn't raise me to look for a man for money.
Yes.
Right? Street term. He didn't raise me to be a gold digger.
Yeah.
He raised me to find a man of good character, to find a man who looked, smelled nothing like him. Right. And so I found a man of good character who was faithful, who was loving the boy next door. He was an athlete. He just was a good man.
Yes.
But he had no work ethic. And so as I'm in this relationship trying to navigate, I would call my father constantly and say, although I'm not denying him of my body, right? Although I'm trying my best to still show up in my best form, it's causing an internal struggle because I'm winning the bread and he's domesticated, but this is not the role that feels natural for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And my father kept saying, but he's a good man, baby. He's a good man. This man is faithful. This man is loving. But this is coming from a father who was a great father, Pastor Bryant, but a womanizer.
But tell me why you keep cutting them off.
That's deep, ain't it?
That's very that was very wise of her. I agree. I mean, the work ethic part is a very important thing for all guys. My guys that are watching this, you got to have a work ethic. And this is not for women, this is for yourself. But anyway, going back to this point, that was pretty deep, man. The fact that, you know, she was raised by a street dude, but her father taught her to look for men with great core values, integrity, all that good stuff, versus just being a gold digger. Raised by a father, which plays, you know, influential. And I'm pretty sure he was that dude. As we talked about being raised by a masculine figure versus being raised by a beta male, you know, the behavior within those two women are very, very different. So you see the result of that. So I'm with her on that one.
Oh, good comment from myself. And put this on the screen really quick about our last segment. I've seen women claim chivalry was a form of control and patriarchal. I have too.
It's my first time seeing that comment.
Yeah, and like I said, I believe my soap, are you, let me know in the comments, are you a woman? I'm assuming you are. But yeah, it's yeah, I've heard that, like, I don't want nobody to open the door for me because, you know, that's the old way. That's, you know, that's the patriarchy and all this other stuff. Oh, you're a man. Sorry. Didn't know because you don't have a photo and I can't tell from your screen name. So my bad. So yeah, crazy times. I just wanted to throw that comment up there since you took the time to put that up there. I appreciate your comments. All right, next video. This one's crazy. So this lady talks about she actually hates her healthy relationship.
I hated my healthy relationship. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Everything seemed extremely foreign to me. I even remember at the beginning of my relationship, I'm like, hey, there's a part of me inside that does not like you. And I said it with like a comical relief, but I was really serious. Like, there was a part of me that did not like this person, did not like how he held me accountable. I did not like how he held a mirror to my face. I did not like how he created situations where I had to be at my full potential, and I just was not ready to be my full potential at that moment.
That's how most women think, though. I mean, a lot.
I don't know if it's most, but I would say that there is a population of that.
They won't say it, but because they love chaos, they like trying to uncertainty, chaos. Just they don't. It's just.
I was looking at your face while the video was playing.
I was getting angry.
You were really triggered.
I was very triggered because I dealt with somebody who I didn't like as much. Clearly said it, hey, I'm not looking for this, but they're trying to figure me out and trying to go around circles, trying to figure out, okay, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do this, or and then I was creating chaos. I'll be honest with you, not on purpose, but it's just I just wasn't caring. I would hang up the phone and all that stuff, and still being around. So this, I'm putting myself out there. This is the truth. This is just.
And like I said, I really try to avoid the word most women. I use a large number, many, but never most, because I don't know most, but I do know some, and I know a large amount. So I can speak to that. So I always, make sure I say that. So to my point, there's a lot of women that's just like that. They hate like accountability, stability, although they say they want it, but that's not what they want. And so this is a prime example because I guarantee you she told the guy this is what she wanted, but then when she got it, she's like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. They don't like stability. They like uncertainty. They want to figure you out. So you have to be a quote unquote mystery, and that's why all the things FitX talks about is complete accurate, because I see the behaviors. I see what they want and what they look for in men.
Now here's this woman is about to ask women, like, you have all these standards, and let's see what she got to say. I'm not going to spoil it. I'll just play the video.
I like the way she looked.
This is what I want every woman who is not looking for love or relationship, for every woman who only wants a man for the purposes of money, only wants a man who could take her out and take her on trips and take her to nice restaurants and buy her nice things. You're not looking for alignment. You're not looking for a relationship. You're not looking for a partnership. You just want a sugar daddy or a man with some bread. Are you pretty enough for that? Because, baby, these men are paying for something. So when you're putting yourself in this position, what is your face like? Is your body T, or is it declining? Or are you in a recession, baby? What is it? Because women who are going after this lifestyle will tell you that you have to keep up with yourself. You have to be in some type of shape. Your face got to look like something. Your hair got to be done. Your nails got to be done. You can't have no days where you don't shave. Can't have no days when that pedicure not on point. Teeth got to be straight. Baby, are you in place for that? Because understand, the maintenance to just be the person who wants to be maintained is expensive. Is your life set up that way? So before you decide to pick up the sugar baby or whatever type of lifestyle, gold digger type of lifestyle, please understand that it comes with some type of prerequisite. And usually it's your looks. And does that match who you are? Stay safe.
Ooh. I like, well, number one, I like the way she looks. I love the way she looks. That's number one. And number two, she made a very valid point.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. She made a valid point.
She said, I mean, she's not wrong. I mean,
she's not wrong at all.
I'm not a woman, so I can't speak on it. But coming from the other side, like, you know, a lot of women that make these comments, and now you look at them like, do you even qualify what you're asking for? That's really what she's saying. Like, do you even qualify for that? Like,
I mean, we just talked about it. The ones that don't look as good think that they could attain certain type of dudes, don't know that those dudes, not even recreation is, yeah, you're bare minimum.
Yeah, this just delusional. All right, next video. So in this one,
comment, my soap said got him saying love.
Hilarious. This one, I'll just play it.
Okay.
I like this couple.
What's your age?
54.
52. How long have you been married?
25 years.
At 25 years married, how do you handle the bills in your household?
For retirement, I handle that, and she handles everything day to day. One checking account, one savings account. It's not her money. It's not my money. It's our money. She spends it. I spend it just how we want to, and it's our money.
But why not have separate bank accounts?
Oh, my goodness. Why?
Wow, we don't need
You're not separate. You're married. You're married.
You think it's more beneficial that way to have just one?
100%. Then, you know, look, she knows what I'm spending. I know what she's spending. There's nothing why would you need a separate account? Because if I made more money than her, I have a right to keep that from her. No way.
Well, how do you handle boundaries when he wants to make a financial decision that you might not necessarily agree on?
We talk about it. If it makes sense. I mean, when we bought a boat, we both enjoy it. We both said, you know, it's stupid money to spend, but we work hard for it.
What's your age?
54.
You know, Derek, I know you want to, I like that. And I notice from anecdotal, most couples who operate in this are usually the more successful marriages from what I know. Like, I know married couples that have been married for 35 years, and I've heard the same exact thing because both parties are an understanding. They have great communication. There's cohesion. She has the right mindset. He has the right mindset. So, yeah, I like this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like this.
I agree with it to a point. So keep in mind, they are Gen Xers. So
yeah, I can tell. Yeah, that's your
married. So they've been married for 20. So when they got married, they were in their 20s. So that neither one of them likely had anything. The problem is if you're in your 40s and 50s and already have something, and you come in and meet someone that doesn't have anything, then you have, that might not be the smartest thing for you to do.
Oh, absolutely not.
If you walk in it when you're young, or you walk in it with nothing together, then that applies, because times have changed. And so you have to see, they got married most likely in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
25 years ago. That was
99.
99, yeah, like 99. So they knew each other probably since 95 or something like that, right? So they've been together most of their lives at this point, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little different than
what today. Yeah.
Somebody off a dating app, and then you get married in 2 years, and especially if neither one of y'all ain't got shit, it don't matter. But if one person has something and the other one doesn't,
that's
the problem.
It's stupid.
I'm not even bringing it in genders. I'm just saying whoever it is.
But we spoke about this on numerous occasions, because you're Gen Xer, so this is stuff you talked about back then. You pretty much built with somebody, you've grown and they've stuck together. So this is not a surprise. Once they said their age, I was like, I'm not shocked by this.
Yeah, that's the way it used to work. But times have changed, just like
Just
like the NBA has changed.
Don't get me started with that.
Next video. So this is the complete opposite.
Girl, I'm not about to be out here going 50-50 with no man. It's given, I don't want you. So you mean to tell me, instead of going 50-50 with a man and actually being able to put some money into your savings account and actually saving money, you would rather leave a man if he can't pay 100% of the bills and just be by yourself and still pay 100% of the bills? Yeah, because if he wants to be in a relationship with me, he's going to have to make sure that he is man enough to take care of me all around the board. He's going to have to pay for all the bills. He's going to have to pay for all the dates, keep gas in my car. He's also going to have to make sure that my nails and hair is done. He's going to have to make sure the kids are straight. He's going to have to make sure that there's food in the house. He's going to have to do all the things. I should not have to lift my finger as a woman. I should be able to sit at home and be pretty and do nothing. So basically, you just rather struggle by yourself than to have a partner that's I'm not understanding. I guess. Girl, I'm not about
So unfortunately, that is the conversation. I like how she played both sides of it. Shout out to I am Ari Amore. Shout out to her for this post. And yeah, she played both sides of the conversation. And so, we hear the other side more than the reasonable side a lot. And that is the new version of what the previous couple was saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, 50-50. I'm not gonna go 50-50, so I'm just gonna go 100% by myself.
And
I'm not a 50-50 person. I'm not even saying that, but at the same time, I'm using logic.
Yeah.
Like, you would rather pay 100% of the bills by yourself than having someone help you. Whatever number, it might not be 50-50, maybe it's another number, whatever it is. That just makes no sense to me. There's just none. And if that's the reason, now if you're not compatible, that's a different thing. But if you are disqualifying someone simply on finances, you're probably one of those highly educated people that have no common sense
at all.
All right. Now here is a mother-daughter couple that might be controversial. So, oops.
You said a mother what?
A mother-daughter, not a couple. I'm sorry. Mother-daughter video, not a couple.
Like, what we about to watch?
No. Sorry. Mother-daughter tandem.
Okay.
In this video. Tandem.
Ooh.
There we go. So they're asking, should you wait till marriage to clap cheeks?
I was dating this guy, and when I told him I was waiting till marriage, he was like not interested anymore. And why is waiting till marriage such a foreign concept these days? Like, how come people aren't willing to wait anymore? And then we could just
because it's a gratification of the flesh. People want to gratify their flesh before anything, and so that's with anything. Why are people excessive in so many areas? And I don't want to go into detail, but I'll just say this. People don't want to wait till marriage. Why? Because your flesh is constantly talking to you saying, I need it now. I need you now. And let's go a little bit deeper than that. They're only looking at the fleshly part of you. They don't even see your spirit. And it's like your spirit is really, truly who you are. You're just wrapped in this earth suit called flesh. And so if a person can't see who you really are, they're definitely not worth your time. Why? Because they have no spiritual insight to even know who they are.
So I was dating this guy.
That was very eloquent and classy.
I mean, I would say, they're right if you are in that Christian realm, you know.
Shout out to my boy.
Right. I was thinking that too. I'm like, did your pops wait? Because
depending on her age, maybe. Yeah. Because you got to remember, in those days, people got married fast. So it depends on how old she is. Because black don't be cracking. So that woman might be 70.
Looks like a boomer.
Yeah, I'm like, that woman might be 70.
Yeah, she gets
what I'm saying? I'm just saying, so she might be 70. That's all I'm saying. So it might be 80, hell, because black don't be cracking like that a lot of times. Sometimes they do, but
she's got
the new black cracks, but the old black don't crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my thing is, all right, okay, that's fine. Are you a virgin? Now,
thank you.
You're a virgin? Okay, then we can have that discussion.
Yeah.
But if you didn't let all these dudes run through there, and then you say, "Oh, I'm celibate for the Lord," if you don't get the beep out of my face with that BS,
hey, you know this conversation triggers me. I was triggered. I was triggered because in my mind, I can look at her spirit. You want to go Christian? I can look at her spirit and can tell she's been clapped up since middle school, and now all of a sudden.
Good Lord. Did you see the chart?
And since then, you want to, and then what she probably went through, this is just my guess. I could be wrong. What she probably went through, she's a pretty girl, right? Obviously. She's probably got a lot of attention, probably dated a couple bad, quote unquote, bad boys. Then she got hurt at the end. And now what happens is they want to go find
Jesus. Found Jesus.
They found Jesus. And then now she automatically wants to wait until marriage. When you've been clapped up, you got ran through by the football team and all that, and now
you want the good guy. She wants the baby provider to wait.
Come on, man. I call cap on that.
This is what the video is not showing. In the comments, we got discernment. Whoever marries her gonna win twice, a wonderful wife and a wonderful mother-in-law. Discernment that comes with that amazing. The bond is immense because it is God-centered. Darkness cannot comprehend light. This I told and too old-fashioned.
And to keep it real,
the spirit is the spirit is strong, but the flesh is weak. This is terrific. Now keep in mind, there are no men in none. All right, here we go. Here goes a white knight. If he is not willing to wait until marriage, then he is not for you, General Rod. But let's look at General. Do we want to look at? No, we're not gonna do that. We ain't gonna expose General Rod. But I can tell you,
we know what he's about.
We don't have to look at his profile because we know what General Rod is. But everybody else, shout out to Talia Perez official for this. But go ahead, say your point. I just wanted to read those comments.
So they want to talk about spirit. I can guarantee you, bro, and I could be wrong. But she don't look like no damn virgin. Excuse my language. She don't look like no virgin.
You can't look at somebody and tell you they're a virgin. You cannot. There is not a virgin stamp.
It's not. But I'm gonna go based off. I'm gonna read your spirit based off her body language and everything. Like, I'm just being mean. I just get triggered. This triggers.
She does not seem very.
It's not. It doesn't seem genuine.
Well, I no. What she's saying is authentic. That's what she's saying now because of the state she is, but she doesn't seem what's the word I'm looking for? Not humble, but there's a certain energy with a girl that's a little more
that you're pretty much
and she ain't got and that ain't it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you just
I can't think of the adjective of the word I'm looking for.
Because when I look at because you can tell when I look at certain, when I look at certain Christian women, like the real ones, the ones that really are about it, they have a different aura about them through the screen where you're like, okay, wow, this seems pretty serious. This seems more like, look, you ain't touching this.
Hey mom, get on this TikTok with me because we're gonna tell these men's yeah, we're gonna tell these men, you men about why you should wait, although the other line of dudes that don't count. Because remember, some women have those don't count belt notches too, and probably which doubles or triples their number that they do count. But I digress. Next video.
That triggered me.
I know it did. Oh, I know it did.
I ain't gonna lie, I was hot, bro.
That's why I played it, because I knew it would trigger you.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, do you think her mom hates men?
All right. This is a wise woman here.
Something controversial. Men need to stop taking women on dates.
I'm so done with this fraud. Get your best friend and take her out of here.
You need to stop going on date. I'm gonna say why. You should never take a woman out on a date that you don't have vested interest in and that you're not sure she has a vested interest in you. Stop trying to disillusion her with your money, your resources, your ability to buy her roses and all that dumb stuff.
That's not dumb. Disillusion me, baby, all day.
What has that gotten you? Where are they? Exactly. So stop doing it. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your time. If you want to know if a woman is interested in you for real and wants to not just use you as a meal plan, because let me tell you, a lot of my homegirls are going out with you because they are bored. They don't have nothing to do. They're not over the other dude. Somebody else in Vegas or New York hasn't hit her back yet, so she's going out with your stupid.
Jenny better eat the fuck.
I've been there, so stop taking her out on dates.
And what do you do to get to know them?
Don't buy her anything. Don't spend a dime. Don't spend a nickel. Don't spend a penny. Go somewhere that is free. And if she is unwilling to go there with you, don't go out with her. It should be free.
Pick me face.
I don't care. FaceTime. Talk to her on FaceTime. Talk to her on the phone. If she wants something from you without knowing you, she's playing you.
Follow Masculine Craze for more.
Woo!
I love her.
Woo!
I love her.
Woo! That was a mouthful.
Send me that. I'm gonna use that for my that's a video right there.
Yeah, shout out. So that came from Masculine Craze. Shout out to them.
Okay.
I just texted to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a whole mouthful. Again, these are things that I kind of know. And you know, and again, if you want to go out because you want to go to that place, not to impress her.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. Like if I want to go to get some crab legs, I'm going because I want you to go with me. I want some, but you can come with me. Because I'm getting the crab legs with you without you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I just might happen to want you as company, but I'll be fine because there's a big TV and that's fine. And I can watch it and eat my crab legs.
That's why I take women to Tap 42 because I love the food over there. I like chicken wings, and I just want you to tag along.
Hey, don't be putting your places out there. People be doxing you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't be giving people your information.
Yeah. That.
You know, folks will dox you.
Oh yeah. I learned my lesson.
Because we are live. I can't edit it out.
Yeah. I know. I forget. My bad.
All right. So every woman says she wants a good man until this. Every woman wants a good man until they realize that good men come with discipline, priorities, and boundaries. Now, suddenly, you're a narcissist, controlling, and manipulative. Manipulative. Yep. And then if you look down in the comments, every woman wants a top 1% man until they realize the top 1% man also wants good, feminine, loyal, and quality women. And it's funny that people say that's like you want something, but you don't want to come along with it. Like people want success, but they don't want to do the work that comes with the success.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. I agree.
You know, this shout out to What Men Should Know on Instagram. Now, this woman, she actually lost a good man, and she's going to tell you exactly what happened.
Because I know what it is to lose a good man and regret it. And I know what it is to almost do that again with another good man and tighten up. I know what it is to take a look at me, because ain't nothing like good self-examination. You see, I had a kind man, a gentle man, who was also masculine, loving, caring, supportive. Oh, and I was bored. Ooh, I was bored. I thought everything had to be sparks and all that all the time, just as immature as I could be. And that immaturity didn't come from young age, just being immature, selfish. And when it almost happened with the one I have now, taking a good look at myself was exactly what I needed to do. A good look, an honest look. But recognizing my part in that, that was the key for me. And when I saw it happening again, I had to check myself again and be upfront with the man I have now. And it has blessed my life. And it's blessed my man's life because it caused him to take a look at it himself. And baby, when you have both people holding themselves accountable, holding each other accountable, And one of the other lessons in this is that when I lost that good man, I ended up with a total jerk right after that. Whew, it was horrible. But it was a lesson I needed because I know what it is to lose a good man, end up with a jerk, tighten myself up, and end up with the man that I've been with for 24 years, 21 married. Can't tell me God ain't good, so that's how I know. Be well. Because I know what it
Most women would never admit that if you had a Thule to their head.
They would admit it.
Never admit it. Many women would never admit that. But, you know, shout out to Kimberly Evans Reed on Instagram because she dropped a little gem right there. I like that. Holding her. She actually looked at her results and said, okay, I'm bored. I'm this, that, and the other, because unfortunately, most successful and purpose-driven men are boring because we're very routined, right? So we're not going to, you know, we're not on boats every weekend. We might go on the boat every couple months. We ain't on the boat every weekend. We're not at the club and at the rooftop every weekend. So, you know, that's not what men of purpose do. So, you know, your relationship should be boring. Like I like a boring life, you know?
Yeah, a lot of them see the way a lot of them expect, they live in this a lot, like not a lot of them, I'm gonna stop saying a lot of them. A pretty decent amount live in this fantasy where they think they're just gonna be living in this butterfly feeling every day. Well, I got a 1% man. I'm just, life is so good. But that's not realistic. That's not realistic. You know what I mean?
30 chance of winning the lottery. I mean, you do.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers, you do. All right. Shifting gears just a little bit. I got to report. I got to do it to my brothers out here. Some of the, you know, this is football season, so I got to expose some of the, this is a reaction channel, so I have to react to some of the stupidity of, oh, they took it down. Guess I won't be. This was for, just so you know, this is Jermaine Barden got arrested for a domestic incident, but ESPN has taken it down. But Jermaine Barden, please keep your hand off of women, brother. Please. Now here's another one. Check this video out here. Charles Snowden. He's too drunk to even stand up.
Yep. Copy that. Can you bring me a pair too?
So watch him get out.
Step in front of my car. Okay, come on.
This dude is slathered.
He's done.
Spread your feet for me. Spread your feet. Do you have an extra? We're gonna need 2 cups probably. Yep. This in the car because. Trying to get home? Where are you coming from? Washington? What are you doing out here? Going home. You know what state you're in? Yep. What state? Florida. Florida? You're not in Florida. What? You know what city? No?
This dude think he's in Florida.
Okay. Sit tight. Seems like you've been drinking.
So I'm going to do an entire review on this, but can you believe that you that drunk behind the wheel and you're an NFL player? Like, you have enough money to get a driver, Ubers, and everything else.
Come on, bro.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear no excuses, man.
No excuse. There's no excuse for that.
You're in the National Football League where you make way more than the average person. You can hire a driver. You can order Uber X, whatever. Like,
you make more in a year than most people make in their entire life. Some of them. Here's another brother. As Stephen A. Smith would say, stay off the weed. This dude said he could not wait. This is the Chargers. Now, Chargers just lost. He couldn't wait to light up. He said it's been a long 3.5 months. He can't wait. Can you believe?
And I'm triggered because I'm a former football player myself, and
that's why it's here.
This is so disappointing how these Gen Z football players, even it didn't matter what generation, it's just a lot of these guys just make stupid decisions. Dude, you keep that to yourself. You're a public figure.
If you're smoking weed, it's fine, but don't post
Don't
it.
put it out there.
This is on your Instagram story, and now Uncle Shay done got a hold to it.
He said, shout out to, come on, bro.
Yeah, DJ Clark.
Come on, man.
From the Chargers. He literally just finished playing. Yeah. And he's like, I got my weed. Hey, everyone. I'm smoking weed.
You know what? Thank you. New video topic.
What'd you say? All right.
I said new video topic.
All right, let's talk about some Dusties real quick.
Oh, whew. Another trigger. Let's go. No, this is trigger. Today is a trigger. This is a
trigger alert.
Yes. What in the world, man? Oh man. What? What is going on with society? This can't be real life, man.
Oh, I can't even get to the video. So so this is the dude.
Dude, I go ahead and play the video, dog. This is so bad.
Okay. All right. So this guy, I'm supposed to be the moderator here, so I got to keep my composure. All right. So this guy is able to identify the fast food sandwich blindfolded.
It's Burger King.
Burger King, you got it right. What sandwich is this?
Derek, what in?
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, this Wendy's.
You got it right. What sandwich is this?
And he had his shirt off.
Oh, it's some chicken.
Mm-hmm. You got sandwich right here.
Ooh.
No, stop. No.
Popeye spicy chicken sandwich.
What sandwich is this?
He dropped the best.
This is why a lot of women saying that they don't want to be approached. Right there. Or
this is the most dustiest thing I've ever seen in history of dustiness. Number one, the guy has his shirt off, his guts hanging past and then not only just the way he looks, but the fact that you're smelling Dude,
Oh, I'm almost in tears. All right, next video.
Oh Lord.
I had, like I said, I told you this would be triggering. So again, on this channel we review criminals and dusty behavior. So this lady, new year, new me, going out for crab legs. I just talked.
Knew me, but not like this. She came in solo, ready to treat herself to some delicious king crab. Our server brought her the finest feast, and she enjoyed every last bite.
Yeah.
But when it came time to pay the bill, she made her move. Straight out the back door, faster than we could say Happy New Year. If you know who this New Year's sprinter is, help us out. DM us or call 909-833-3482. No.
Don and Dash.
That's a new trend. People.
That's not a new trend. It's not a new trend. It's just
you've been doing that.
We just got cameras now. That's all. It's not a new trend.
Because now it's being caught now. Okay.
It's not a new trend at all.
That's so rude that people do that.
You know, as you know, let me preach again. Nothing new is under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, I saw this one. Oh my gosh, what's wrong?
So, you know, one of the things with the first phase of 75 hard is for a 5-minute cold shower, or you can substitute it with a cold plunge. And I do cryo chamber 2 substitute. But this woman takes a cold plunge to a whole new level. And so, yes, that's why I'm calling this Dusty.
Oh my God. Don't get in a funk on these cold winter days. You just have to do it really, really fast, I think. I just don't want to hit my head. It'll take your breath away. Okay. I have to show you. Come on. Oh my gosh, my hair is freezing.
No shit.
We have a hot springs. Wait till I show you. Oh my gosh, it feels like needles.
They say get you a snow bunny, they say.
They live life on the edge. But go ahead.
Man, they live life on the edge.
The edge right here.
All right, last segment of the evening. Here's the triggering video for you.
Oh Lord.
This lady had 3,000 bodies in a day.
I have 3,000 bodies. Like, I kid you not. I have, like, look at me in my eyes when I'm speaking to you, bro. I have, like, 3,000 bodies, bro. And it's just in and out. Like, it's just work. Gotcha. It's just work. But, like, in my personal life, for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to go sleep with a dude, like, I probably have to like him, or, like, we have to be good friends. Like, okay.
So, did y'all hear that? She slept not in a day, but she slept with she got 3,000 bodies. But if she actually likes a dude, he got to wait. Are y'all hearing the type of nonsense that is going on?
Yo, this is
it absolutely. Yeah.
Dude, that's she's done. She's unparable. This is we want to bet in 2 years she's gonna come to Jesus in 2 years. I'll tell you that.
Right, and then she's gonna say she's celibate in the dude.
Celibate, you gotta wait until you get married.
You're gonna change her name or identity or something. You know how that go. That dude said that thing is run through and busted. Yeah. All right. Look at my boy, Desirable Truth, once again.
I love his channel. I love his platform.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Are you single?
Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda?
I mean, like, I have a baby daddy.
But it's not serious with him?
Fuck no.
So how'd the baby come before the title?
So, like, he's my best friend. We've been friends, like, kicking it for 4 years. And now we have a baby.
But why not ask him to just be your man and make it official?
Because I'm 25, I don't want to do that.
What are you waiting on?
Like marriage is for the rest of your life. The average lifespan's like 80 years. That's 40-some years.
But you have a child with this man.
And he does what he needs to do for him. So why push it?
But what about the boyfriend title?
I mean, I'm single. I do what I want.
Is that what you want, though?
Yeah. I've been supporting myself since I was 17. So.
How old are you?
This is what's on the market. She's single though.
I think Pamela will do a better job.
All you brothers that want to step up, she's available.
Oh, they will. I know they will.
Oh, not will, they are.
Already are.
That's what I said are. So this lady's bringing a little knowledge. Ladies, selling cat is not a flex.
Hi, my name is Honey, and I teach seriously misguided women another way of thinking. If you are having intercourse with multiple men and for money, it is not a flex, sweetheart. It's not a flex. It's actually pretty concerning because you think that because you go and you have intercourse with multiple men, you're one up on the next woman who actually goes to work and work for the money. It's not a flex. I mean, it's your lifestyle, but it's not a flex. And for the women who are out here who think that these women are winning and they're up on you and, oh, why do men, don't concern yourself with that, because those kind of men who deal with those kind of women, you probably don't even want to indulge in that anyway. You get what I'm saying? They on a whole other level, on a different spectrum to you. You don't need to be a part of that. You can't handle it. They stay in your lane, mind your business, keep moving. I said what I said. Hi, my name is Honey.
Shout out to Honey.
I like her.
I bet you do.
I like it. I like her.
Honey looking real honeyish.
That's right.
Oh my. Honey is looking real honeyish.
That's right. And I bet you there's a bunch in Atlanta that look like that.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So that is going to conclude tonight's show. Any parting thoughts and words?
Well, although I know this stuff, today was a bit, I probably would say this is the most triggering live that we've had. Yeah. I actually got mad. Like legit got mad.
Good. Well, hopefully some of the audience out there got mad too. And if you're still here, go ahead and hit the like for me if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, I go through this stuff and I saved so many social media posts because I'm just like, the world we live in. And so I can sit up here and, do videos and talk about the stuff, but I'd rather just let the videos speak for themselves because I'm not the one saying it. People are telling on themselves. Mm-hmm. That's what this channel is about. It's people telling on the damn selves and not my opinion. Only opinion is watching it and reacting of what I think for it, which, I try to use as much logic as I can.
And that's why with reaction channels, I don't understand why people get mad at reaction channels, because reaction channels show the reality of the situation, but people like to refute the video when the video already happened, the situation already happened. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, just defending my man MTR, that's all.
Yeah, MTR and people like him. I mean, that's definitely inspiration he's one of the inspirations for the channel. So I appreciate it. We have to, this is my way of holding people accountable for bad behavior. And give shout outs to people that, I don't like to always be negative. I like to be positive too. So it's like shout outs to people, wise women like the one we just saw. It's like, hey, that's not a flex. Like, that's not cool. Mm-hmm. And so definitely want to be able to send people to their pages and each one teach one.
That's right. I agree.
All right. Well, we're about to end the live stream. I really appreciate you all. And if you notice down here at the bottom, I have a Patreon, and pretty soon, coming soon in February, we are going to review dating profiles. That is going to be the most diabolical reaction ever, but I can't do it on YouTube because I will get a flag. I will get flagged immediately. Plus, I can say what I really want to say without, using code words. Because I already got some profiles saved up, and so each week I will have Jay the Professor on with me, but there will also be additional guests because I want to have some ladies, because it ain't all about the dudes. I mean, the women having crazy profiles. It's also about the dudes. And I don't look at dudes, but the women look at dudes, and I want you to see their thoughts first out. So you want to definitely subscribe to the Patreon for that. And so everyone, thanks for watching. And again, next Wednesday I will be live. We will be live at 7 p.m. next Wednesday and every Wednesday, unless there's a special occasion or a holiday. So I hope you all enjoyed the show. Again, make sure you hit that like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.